Good morning, friends. This is GV Shukmar again, and today I like to discuss about the FIFO and LIFO method of inventory evaluation. Right. So the LIFO valuation and analysis, right, is carried out. I can say lost in first out. So LIFO valuation allows you to separately evaluate the increase of stock of a material for a various settlement periods, that is fiscal year or months, right? So you can use various procedures to evaluate the increase of each settlement period. So important features here is say last in first out LIFO is based on the assumptions that the latest stock of a material to be received and first to be consumed. Okay, so last is used first. Thus, no value change occurs for the older stock, right? When new stock is received or consumed, this ensures that increasing the price do not lead or overvaluation of older stock, so it remains as same, thus preventing the buildup of fictitious profits and everything. See, if an increase in stock is recorded for a material in a settlement period, a layer is created for a material for the particular settlement period. So, recording the value of the stock increases. Hope you understand. So, if increase in stock is recorded for a material in your settlement period, a layer is created for the material for the particular settlement period. So, recording the value of the stock is increased. If reduction in stock is recorded for a material, the layer for the previous settlement is reduced. If the layer is not sufficient, the layers from preceding settlement period are reduced. So I hope actually the and FI and SDB guys can understood, right? Actually, this is about the logistic and finance related thing, right? How the material is valuated and everything. So important prerequisite for doing this LIFO valuation of a material, right, or stock. So you need to do settings in SAP. Say determination of valuation level. At what valuation level you are going to do that material valuation, that is LIFO. And material master record should be maintained in SAP. And then creation of base layers and then determination of basis for comparison. So you need to create one background, right? A ground for creating the comparison of the different prices of the material and everything, right? So valuations and everything. So determination of valuation level. So you can use carry out LIFO valuation at different level. That is one at a company code level, and say plant level, that is valuation area level, all these things. And then actually, so in some few cases, actually we are doing the valuation at even material level, right? That is also possible. Say important thing actually, or if you are doing the valuation at the company code level, then actually so it is applicable for the for the all the materials within the company code. So you evaluate all the stock of a particular all the stocks of a particular material in all of the valuation areas of the company code together, that is joint valuation. So whatever valuation area available in the company code, you need to evaluate everything within the company code. And whereas if you are doing the valuation setting or valuation level determination at the valuation area level, you evaluate all the stock of a particular material separately in the individual valuation area, that is plans of the particular company code. So that again actually depends on your business process you are doing, you are following and everything, right? So see, actually, if you are planning to run all the valuation in a company code throughout the company code within the all plans, so then you can do company code setting. Valuation level at the company code level, right? That is an important thing. So, if you flag the material as a relevant for LIFO, you can no longer change the settings for the LIFO valuation level. This is important. and define the level at which LIFO valuation to be carried out. So you can see balance sheet valuation procedures. So configure LIFO or FIFO methods, general informations, and below that we have the node called define LIFO or a FIFO valuation levels in Pro. Okay, and material master record maintenance. So the material master that you want to I can to make subject to LIFO valuation must be flagged as being the relevant for the LIFO on the accounting view of the material master. So where you are setting is accounting view of material master. So there are two ways you can select so for a material. You can select LIFO valuation. So individual maintenance of material master, you can log into MM02 and maintain that. Or when you create a material master record, you can create LIFO relevant field on the accounting screen. If a material is to be allocated to a pool, so you can enter the pool number in the field of LIFO pool, and the system checks whether the LIFO pool has been defined. You can change a material master record for existing material and maintain the LIFO data of the accounting screen. So you can give individual LIFO valuation, or the pool is nothing but a collection of different, actually I can see different materials with common. I mean, it will be created one kind of object. So you can define that, and the system can understood it is a collective maintenance, that is automatic pool allocations. Okay, and selecting materials for the individual valuation. Say to select a material as being relevant for a LIFO, to delete the existing indicators, you can use you can choose valuation, balance sheet valuation, LIFO valuation, and then we have below that we have prepare, and then select materials or directly using the transaction MRL6. And if you select the after doing that, the one pop-up screen appears. So there you can enter the material. You can narrow down the selection of material by using company code, valuation area, or material numbers, or material type, or material groups, or creation dates. So specify whether you want to set or remove that indicator. Okay, and then select the material master and LIFO file in the update screen box if you want to update the database, and then execute. This is about the third updating the database will be the third step, and finally we as a fourth step you need to execute that selected material master thing. So the system issues a log listing all the materials are involved. So you can MRL6 you can find everything actually. So that is about LIFO relevant materials selection. So you can enter the material, you can narrow down the selection of materials by using the company code, valuation area, material numbers, material type, material groups, and creation dates. Specify you want to set or remove the indicator. See, if already set and you want to delete that, then remove that, then you can remove that. Then select the material master and LIFO file in the update screen box. Then you want to update the database. So you can get the actually next screen. So which is showing all the relevant selection fields and everything. Okay, so this method of valuation will give you the exact drill down. Actually you can find in the LIFO relevant selection, you can find LIFO or FIFO material. Actually you can set remove or complete with the LIFO index tables. And then we have update indicator, which is material master and LIFO index tables, and then log will show will have the option you can choose anything. So issue changes only, and issue warnings only, and output message also can be generated. So system will generate actually say in the flag materials and form groups, say it will say the one material master processed, and so all this thing it will give all the LIFO is created or updated or deleted, whatever screen actually it will give in the log. So you know, right, actually in people who know actually how the log is issued in the SAP. And creation of base layers. The layer is created for every period you choose for the LIFO valuation. It depends upon the LIFO method adapted during the creation. If the LIFO method is monthly, it creates a layer for the month, and if the LIFO method is yearly, it will create a layer for the year. A new layer is created only when material year end or month end stock exceeds the initial or opening stocks. In other words, a new layer is created for the materials having an increase in stock. No new layer is created when a material year end or month end or stock is less than the initial or opening stocks. In other words, a new layer is not created for the materials having reduction in stocks. Okay, and procedure is to create a base layers. You can choose valuation, balance sheets valuation, LIFO valuation, prepare, create base layer, then selection screen will appear. And second thing, enter the materials and pools for which the system is to create a base layer. Here you can enter LIFO method you want to use, and if you work with more than one version, enter the version number. And third thing, select the values that are to be used to determine the layer value. You can choose from the previous month, month before last, or previous year, a year before last. So we have different options. So you can select the base layer, and if you want to update the database, do that. And if you want to select archive, you want to have a list of base layer optically archived. So the result is system displays a list of materials and pulls together with the quantities and values. So this is about the layer creation. And you can do you can remove all these layers or anything at any point of time. So there is no big problem in that. And now actually we are going to see I can say the determination of basis for comparison. So we need to compare all the values, right? Whatever we created, we need to create the comparison, right? When you use the LIFO valuation methods, you compare the stocks at a particular point in time with the total of layer quantities. So in normally in SAP system, you can define the periods under review. So let me highlight some futures, right? Actually, in the determination basis for comparison, right? So the stock at the end of the previous fiscal year is compared with the total quantities in the existing layers. So GJE, this is an actual option chosen for LIFO valuation based on the annual years. Second thing, the stock at the end of the previous period is compared with the total quantities in an existing layers, VOM. This is the usual option chosen for the LIFO valuation based on the monthly layers, but you can use in combination with the annual layers, for example, for an internal stock taking purpose. So this is about MMFI integration. And third point, stock at the end of the period before last is compared with the total quantities in the existing layer, VVM. This option can be used for LIFO valuation based on monthly layers. If you can only run valuation with some delay after the end of the posting period for certain reasons. For annual years, the same applies as for the VOM options. And fourth will be current stock is compared with the total quantities in the existing layers, current CCUR. You can use this option in LIFO valuation is not linked to the specific posting periods, or if you can run it shortly before the end of the posting period. So once you have selected a suitable basis for the comparison for your applications, you can assign this one of the LIFO methods in customizing or from the selection screen before running one of the LIFO valuation programs. So important thing is you need to do the proper LIFO involving LIFO to enter the LIFO method. That is important method you need to choose before doing any LIFO kind of evaluation. So now let us think on the document extract, right? Adapting the data already posted. Usually the receipt data relevant for LIFO valuation, that is the quantities and values from goods receipt and value differences from the invoices, is updated by the SAP application in process. The system creates a data record for each valuation level, material and posting periods. So the process allows you to subsequently include documents posted in the R3 system in the receipt data relevant for the LIFO valuation. you can create single receipts or receipts is aggregated from each of the posting periods. If you do not have to create LIFO relevant receipt data, if new layers are always evaluated at the price in the material master, you have to adapt the data that has already been posted in the following circumstance. If you do not want to implement LIFO valuation in the middle of the settlement period, in this case, no LIFO valuation data exists yet. And if you want to run LIFO valuation based on the single receipts, right? So we have two options: settlement period and single receipts. LIFO data needs that are automatically created when LIFO valuation is active or aggregated on the posting period basis. If you run valuation based on single receipts, you must create a new LIFO data records. So procedure is, after you create a base layer or imported old layers into the system, you must then copy all the receipts relevant for the LIFO valuation, that is goods receipt, that have been posted since start of the current settlement period. So this is the only way that you can ensure that all relevant receipts are included in the next valuation run. When large volumes of data are involved, you should not only update LIFO data using background processing. So background processing, you can using actually MRL9 actually, right? Actually say the path will be choose valuation, balance sheet valuation, LIFO valuation, prepare, and then create data extract, or using the transaction code MRL9. So specify which materials the LIFO relevant goods movement should be adapted for, and then in the screen box update, select receipt data if you want the data to be updated. So the system displays a list of documents in questions. So this is very important. And say here you in MRL9 you need to mention which materials are LIFO relevant for goods movement should be adapted for. So you can have the box for update, select receipt data if you want the data to be updated. So these are the important features. Actually, you can see normal receipts, or settlement logs, or create I can say create before recompleted, or a single receipts, a list of movement types. So update in the sense of receipted data, and we have the print list format. So which format to be used, and say we have the LIFO valuation defined at the valuation area level if you are defining at the plant, and receipt data will be updated at the valuation area level. So these are the things. Actually we have the time restriction, will you can cut short the posting running period, right? So you have the running at the from to day, right? Though that selection is also there. So these are the advantages. And then actually we have carrying out LIFO valuation. So below valuation we have balance sheet valuation, LIFO valuation, perform check on individual level or using transaction code MRL1. So you can enter the layer version and LIFO method, and specify which material or pool to be executed. So choose a method that is to be used for the calculation of value. Say for example, total settlement period, partial year, fill of quantity, or option 4 is material master price. So in the update result screen box, screen layer, right? Actually in the LIFO method of valuation, now we can update following options. New layers are created, current layer are changed. Say for the comparison of CUR, VOM, VVM, in conjunction with the annual layers. Previous year's layers are reduced or dissolved. So these are the different actually methods actually you can do for comparison. And the fourth step will be choose the format and maintain the output format in the print list, and then choose execute, and then you can get a large volume of data are involved, right? And say you should only update LIFO data using background processing. That is important in MRL1. So this is about the LIFO method of valuation. And so here actually I think this method will be more useful for the MM and FI guys. Okay, So I hope actually this informations are very useful for you. And after opting the partial year method, the system is asking for the period. Just to mention from to period and press if you enter button, and then actually you can get the exact actually the period for which you are running the LIFO valuation and everything. So this is an important thing. And say you can use say for example MRL, we have transaction called MRL4 for displaying individual materials for LIFO, which are subject to the LIFO evaluation. And so LIFO method actually why we are using, right? Actually this is for evaluating the material and what rate we need to define for the particular material. So observations or findings when you run I can say limitations when you run LIFO evaluation. So LIFO evaluation is not useful for the materials having standard price. That is important. So many people will ask actually thus this LIFO evaluation can be applied to all the material types. The answer is actually we cannot use for the standard price has price control. If you set material with the price control standard price, you cannot use this LIFO valuation. A query has been raised with the SAP on the application of LIFO for this materials with the standard price. See, actually they need to give some notes or some fix, right? Actually that is important. And LIFO valuation, if material having moving average price as a price control, the existing stock in the layer are valuated at the moving average price of that layer. The stock is not valuated as per the valuation of respective the purchase order or the values at which they have been received. And then for reference, the LIFO results and analysis document with two examples have been provided as an you can see the thing. So one give the LIFO for simulating the monthly thing, and so one for the individual thing. And LIFO valuation results can be updated onto a specific price field in accounting view of accounting view 2 of the metal master in the SAP, and this can be used for the further valuation reports for further reference. So direct posting of LIFO results from LIFO run is not possible into the financial accounting. So now you are getting right actually how important the LIFO method is important. So we have another method called FIFO, first in first out, that is the valuation, because actually the price of the material instantaneously changing based on the market price of the material in a particular plant or a particular company code or a different plant within the company code, right? So last in price, then the net observation is last in price will not affect the existing material price, because whenever a new material is coming, that is consumed whenever the material that is last came material can be used first. So existing material, old material received cannot undergo a price change. That is important in LIFO. Whereas in FIFO, this is different, first in first out. So whenever any market price change in market, immediately there will be change in the valuation of a material, because we are consuming whatever comes first, we are using it first. That is a basic difference I like to highlight in the FIFO and LIFO method of material valuation in or FI space. And so I hope this will be very useful, friends. Thank you. Thanks for watching my videos. This is GV Shivakumar signing off.